Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Annie, and this is Unity Consciousness. Thank you so much for stopping by today. I'd like to welcome our new subscribers and thank those of you who are returning for this week's energy update. Let's jump right in. We had a very powerful full moon this morning as the sun was rising here on the east coast of the United States. Which there's a video in great detail that was dropped yesterday relative to that lunation. In addition to that energy today, that full moon in Capricorn really it addresses the two timelines, the 3D timeline and the 5D timeline, and the closeout of things that no longer support our evolutionary process, going from top-down authority structures to power to the people. And in a 3D world, it could be, fear-based, practical security measures are breaking down. They're just not supported. They're fear-based and they're breaking down, and that can be real scary, no doubt about that. Then on the 5D side, we've got, a major completion point here, a releasing of old, outdated forms of practical security for the purpose of creating space for new, authentic opportunities to present themselves that match your level of authenticity. That's for sure. Now, Cancer, the sun in Cancer is showing us what needs to go. And in Capricorn, faulty practical security systems, if they're in place, are literally falling apart. So there's a crisis point for sure, or a point of validation, creating space for some new authentic opportunities to come in. In addition to that full moon energy, we have, it's not perfected yet, but it will be over the course of the day today. Venus in the sign of Leo is going to sextile Jupiter and Gemini. I really like this energy. It's very collaborative energy. It's very optimistic energy. It's like sitting down with your tribe and having a really, really, really good time. The mind melding, but it's just so easily accepted. I enjoy this. It's like a gathering of friends energy. So if you're getting together with friends later today or loved ones, I expect that it will be a very warm, wonderful environment. Now Mars, which is in the sign of Gemini, also later today is going to trine Pluto. I find this very interesting. So this configuration hasn't occurred because Pluto's in the sign of Aquarius, retrograde, but still in the sign of Aquarius. In 220 years, this trine hasn't occurred. We've got a long time. So a good use of this energy would be to break barriers, barriers of mental or communication barriers, or having a moment of a check-in reality to our authentic actions. Once we've had this check-in with Pluto is going to trine this energy, so you really don't have to do anything. If you've been mindful of the initial sun entering Aquarius 6 months ago, and the sun in conjunct with Pluto walking into Aquarius and setting the tone for the situation we find ourselves in now, that's what Pluto sitting there is now speaking to Mars in Gemini, who wants to create boost or passion for something that has great importance to you. And now Pluto, especially with the moon right there this morning, it's passing right through there too. It's going to bring the emotional aspect to this, where the forward movement will not only be allowed, but it's going to get a major boost, especially in those areas where authenticity is present, based on that test that occurred 6 months ago. Should we talk about that? I actually pulled the channeling from that session, and I'm going to just read a small excerpt of it. This defined Pluto and the sun going into Aquarius, and then as each one of those personal planets stepped into the sign of Aquarius, what Pluto asked those planets to do moving forward relative to authenticity. So why are we doing this now? Again, this is taken from a channeling I received last January, 6 months ago. 6 months ago, close out of Capricorn, right? Anyway, carry on. Why are we doing this now? What we've built thus far has been defined by the collective consciousness that was necessary to support the Industrial Revolution. Principles and understanding of yesterday will not resolve the planetary and personal crises now. We've got a very different kind of revolution going on. The current evolutionary process has raised the frequency of energy on our planet and in our galaxy. The framework from which we built our lives has shifted. All non-domestically programmed entities have evolved in relation to this higher frequency energy to at least the fifth dimension. That would be nature, things that are not domesticated. The adjustment of non-domestically programmed energy to a higher frequency is a natural occurrence, of course. We need to shed what was necessary at the time but does not match five-dimensional energy now. We are domesticated beings with programming that needs to become undone so that we can embrace authenticity and this next level of evolutionary understanding, 5D, so that we can accept the gifts of this transformation. Get to know and understand your core wounds. Let them empower you by harnessing the courage to move through the process of healing by self-empowerment to do so. Do you know peace? Again, that was last January. Now I'm going to talk about on the 22nd. Tomorrow, the sun is going to go into Leo. Happy birthday, Leo. Five-dimensional Leo energy I love that energy. It's very leadership-oriented, very confident, not from an ego perspective. It just is. I have a great deal of pride, and typically I'm running from heart energy. My heart drives what I'm doing. It's not my mind, it's my heart. 3D is very egocentric. It could be very theatrical, very dramatic, very dominating energy, because keeping you down is their boost instead of just it being innate. Okay? So the sun is going to move to Leo. Happy birthday, Leos. I love Leo energy. Then it's going to oppose Pluto. Remember what we just spoke about. On January 20th, 2024, the sun and Pluto entered Aquarius. That was followed then by Mercury, Mars, and Venus. These are all the personal planets, and they conjunct Pluto. Upon their entry, Pluto shared the need to disempower illusions related to the themes these planets represent. Self-worth, money, finance, relationships, passion, aggression, and drive. It's our time. It's time now for our divine natural essence to check in. The sun enters Leo, our natural essence, who we are at our core, and then pivoting back to Pluto to see if when we turn back and look at Pluto, is there an opposition there? Is there wounding that has created our ego to be overinflated in a specific area that needs to be addressed? Are there other areas of authenticity that need to be addressed? That's what that sun opposition to Pluto is going to help us with. Then, shortly after that, on the 23rd, we have Mars, which is in the sign of Gemini, is going to trine the sun, or I should say the sun in Leo is going to trine Mars and Gemini. That rocket fuel burst. Here's where it comes. You know, it's breaking down mental barriers, because Mars can work for you. Yes, it's the planet of aggression and drive, but I use it for barrier busting. We've talked about this before. So this is a great day. You've recognized, you have awareness of something that created a tension or opposition. And now you can use that Mars energy in Gemini to break down the barriers that were presented, right? So, or if there's not an opposition, and if you're functioning from this place of pure authenticity, when they had that test back to Pluto, there's no opposition, okay, I'm good to go. Mars is going to provide momentum. I love this. Momentum that the authentic heart and mind can support. Because we've got Mars and Gemini, that's mind. We've got the sun and Leo in heart. So our heart and our mind, our mental energy is now combining. It's very enterprising energy. It's really good for filling the void. So you're dropping things today because of this full moon. The opportunities will come in as that authenticity is checked. So we are creating void, and we're letting go of all that no longer provides either emotional or practical security. Either one, we're getting rid of it. We can use this energy very wisely, and the perfection of these two entities does not occur until Friday. It's within orb as early as tomorrow, so we can tap into it, but it doesn't perfect until Friday. Then on Thursday, I believe, the 25th, Mercury is going to enter Virgo. Very different energy versus Leo. Leo is very centrifugally focused, where Mercury in Virgo is great for discernment and details and organization. You need to organize something. Oh my goodness, anytime after the 25th is good for that. We are going to have Mercury is in shadow. We'll be revisiting any topics of discussion that come up this week during the Mercury retrograde. So, again, make notes if you need to as to what's occurring. But this really allows us to take stock on what's gone out, right? We brought that discernment into, we know what's gone out. We see some opportunities coming in, and now we can measure tangible outcomes. I really like this energy. Also, to assist us, Chiron, that same day, is going to go retrograde. Our wounded healer is going to go retrograde in the sign of Aries, and that's helping us to understand how our actions, or maybe even external circumstances, have fueled wounding relative to the need to substantiate our existence, or to be heard or seen or supported, for that matter. That Sun opposition to Pluto really brings awareness to where this wounding could be, and this Chiron retrograde is going to offer us the opportunity to heal, so that when we have this next check-in, we can just keep moving without having to back up and retool a little bit. So that's all I have for you this week. We do have a bit of a bumpy beginning once we get rid of this energy, the full moon energy that needs to go. And then we've got the Sun is going to move into Leo, and then boom, oppose Pluto, giving us that check-in. And in addition, please let's not forget that Mercury shadow is squaring Uranus. Mercury in Leo, which is in shadow, is squaring Uranus in Taurus. And it really helps with that innovative thinking that we need. You can certainly tap into that, but also be mindful, because it's that burst of communications that may not be received the way that you think it's going to, or maybe even making a real hasty decision without thinking it through. So, but once the Sun and Mars energy builds, which is going to begin tomorrow, just to become stronger and stronger and stronger, look for those opportunities to backfill the space created by today's full moon in Capricorn, and use that Sun's opposition to Pluto as a check-in. Are there any areas that need that healing that Chiron's retrograde can help us with? Okay. I decided to use the Field deck today, the Field Tarot deck by Hannah Elizabeth Fofana. And of course, the card that jumped out, I'm telling you, you can't make this up, is the Five of Wands. It's called competition. Let's read what the book has to say. Five of Wands, competition. Opposing forces are holding back progress towards a common goal. When tensions and conflict are high and you're fighting to have your own voice heard, it can be easy to forget to listen to others. Wait out this battle until matters have settled and a unified vision can be found. Keywords here: disagreement, opposition, challenges, miscommunication, and rivalry. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. If you liked this video, please do click the like button. If you know someone who could be helped by this video, please do co-create with me and share this video with them. If you want to know when videos are being dropped, click the subscribe button, and please post any comments or suggestions in the comment box below. I truly do enjoy them, and thank you so much for the last two comments. Were just so heartfelt. I'm beyond grateful and have so much gratitude to the viewers. You are walking this path with me. We are certainly using multidimensional translation of energy so that we can use it to our best benefit. And that is my gift to you, and that is the gift to the collective. May you have a fabulous week. Namaste.